I was very deep in heroin addiction. We would shoot heroin 6 times a day. My husband was dealing drugs, and I was really desperate.
I was so deep in a heroin addiction, and I really didn't believe that anything can help me. And I just thought I'm gonna be drug addict all my life.
At that time, there was no program in our country. I never heard that drug addicts can become free, and somehow I began to pray to God. I didn't know if He really exists, but 2 weeks after, a friend of us came to our door.
And he brought this book, Crossing the Switchblade.
And he was really serious, and he was really changed. And he told us, read this book, and it can change your life too.
So I read that book, and I started to discover these things about God. I never heard about God. I grew up in a communist country. At that time, we never learned in the school, nowhere, that there is a God. That was the first revelation. Then I actually found out that that God can help me personally, and that there is a way out if I want to try.
We kept it just next to our bed, and we were still heroin addicts, but the book was here. So every morning, the book was here. In the morning, we would read it, and then we would go and do our business and come back, and we would read it, although we were still heroin addicts.
So we just started to pray the way we knew at that time. Simple prayers like, God, if you are really alive, if you're really the same God from this book, then help in my life. And the start, slowly, but started to change inside from us. The God really started to change us from inside. That we really wanted to quit. That was the first time that I really started thinking about quitting the drugs, because never before I wanted to quit.
I really discovered that I can have fellowship with the Lord, that I can have a personal relationship, that everything that happened before can be renewed now, that I can have a new life.
Eventually, we became free, completely.
When I was growing in my Christian life, I was having Brother David's life and his ministry as a light to my life.
I had Brother Dave's braveness in my picture. And I always said, if he could do it, then probably God will help me to do the same thing in my country.
And I would never imagine that at that time, 20 years ago, when we were reading book Crossing the Switchblade, that one day we would run a first residential program for drug addicts in Serbia.
God had really done many things in our lives through these years. And God really helped us through Teen Challenge to help many, many young people in our country. Teen Challenge program was the first rehabilitation program in the entire country of Serbia, secular and faith-based. Very first one. And we help many young people to come out of drug addiction. Today we've got rehabilitation centers for men, for women. We've got coffee house ministry running. We've got prevention ministry in schools. And we've got 40 students at any time in our programs, 3 entry houses. So God is really continuing to blessing Teen Challenge in Serbia. And we believe that we will, through Teen Challenge ministry, reach whole nation. Because this is a really powerful message that God is alive, that He can change impossible things. And we want to spread this message through all the country.